Darkness ruled the galaxy. Stars twinkled far away, but something was wrong. A spaceship floated silently near a red giant star. It was broken. The hull was torn. Lights inside were dead. There was no sound except a small repeating beep. Black box recorded the final moments of the alien crew. Suddenly, a loud screech echoed. Then, silence again. Only one message was left, repeating in an alien voice. We are hunted. No place is safe. They learn, then they destroy. Tell the humans. They are next. Scene 2. Earth Orbit Research Center. Orc, Dr. Kira Tal sat inside a cold observatory above Earth's orbit. She stared at her computer screen. Her hair was tied back, glasses resting low on her nose. The room was full of blinking lights and humming machines. She was listening to space signals, the ones most people ignored. But today, something strange was happening. She looked at the logs. 79 alien signals. Gone, she whispered. All within 1 month? Her assistant, Rafi, leaned in. Maybe it's a sensor error? No, Kira replied firmly. This is real. On her screen, a map showed different alien civilizations. Each one was marked red. They had stopped responding. Their planets now silent. Empty. Except Earth. Only Earth was untouched. Scene 3. Emergency conference. Earth Government Council. Leaders from across the world met on video screens. Dr. Kira spoke clearly, slowly, so no one could miss her words. Alien species are being hunted, she said. Someone or something is destroying them one by one. Do we know what it is? Asked the president of Europa Colonies. No, but they leave behind no bodies, no tech, no cities. Only empty worlds, like they never existed. Then, why haven't they come for Earth? Another voice asked. Kira paused. That's what I'm afraid to answer, she said. Because maybe we are not the prey. Maybe we are the reason. Scene 4. Space Archive Hidden Logs. Later that night, Kira accessed a secret file inside the ORC. It was marked Classified, Level 7. She had hacked into it before. But today, something new appeared. A recovered message from a lost human ship, the ISSPROXIMA. It vanished 5 years ago. During a mission to find alien allies, she clicked play. The screen showed a shaky video. A man's face appeared, Captain Lars. His face was sweaty, eyes wide with fear. We found them, he whispered, but they weren't what we expected. They looked like light, like shadows. They watched us from inside our minds. Static broke the signal. Then another voice, screaming, They don't want us. They want what's inside us. The feed went dark. Kira sat still, heart racing. Why would something hunt the entire galaxy and skip Earth? She thought. Scene 5. Suspicion rises. Mars outpost. 3 days later, an unknown ship appeared near Mars. It had no ID, no flag, no signal. Earth's satellites tracked it. It didn't move like normal ships. It slid through space like a ghost. No country claimed it. Kira was called again. Could it be alien? The military asked her. She zoomed in on the footage. The metal design was familiar. No, it's human-made, she said. But very old. Maybe from before World War III. How is that possible? A general asked. No ship from that time survived. Unless, she whispered, this ship was never meant to return. Scene 6. Boarding the ghost ship. A team was sent to explore the ship. Kira joined them. She wanted answers. Inside, everything was frozen. Dust floated in the air. Dead computers lined the walls. On one wall, a phrase was scratched in steel. They don't scan us. We're wrong to them. What does that mean? Rafi asked. Kira touched the words. I think they tried to read our minds like they did to the others, but something stopped them. They walked deeper. Inside the captain's cabin, they found a glowing crystal. It pulsed with blue light. Suddenly the ship's systems activated. A voice echoed from the walls. "We are the bait." "We always were." Everyone froze. "What bait? For what?" Someone whispered. Scene 7. The pattern revealed back at ORC. Kira studied the data again. She compared the timelines. Every time a human. Deep space probe was launched. A new species. Vanished days later. It wasn't coincidence. Kira drew a circle around Earth. A red line followed every human probe. She whispered, "We didn't bring peace to space. We brought the hunters." Raffi shook his head. "We didn't know." "But now we do," she said, "and they're watching us." Scene 8. The voice from the void, just before midnight. The Orky picked up a new signal. It was faint. Broken. Kira cleaned it, amplified. The sound. It was a human voice, crying, gasping. Then the words came. "They think the child is safe. But he's not. Don't let them find him. He's the key. He remembers what we forgot." "Who is this?" Kira asked out loud. The message repeated. "Don't let them find the child." "Child?" Raffi asked. "What child?" "I don't." "No," Kira said, "but we need to find him before they do." Outside the window, a shooting star passed. But it wasn't a star. It was something entering Earth's atmosphere. Fast. Scene 9. The watching eyes, across the world. People looked up at the sky that night. Some saw nothing, but a few, sensitive enough, felt something, like cold fingers brushing their thoughts. A child in Brazil started crying for no reason. A pilot over the Pacific blacked out for 5 seconds and saw eyes of fire and ice. A deep-sea diver in the Atlantic reported, hearing whispers through his radio, "We are not coming. We are already here." Scene 10. Kira's choice. Kira stood alone in the observatory. She replayed the alien screams. She read. The message scratched into steel. She heard the voice warn of the child. She looked at Earth, glowing blue and innocent. "How long have they been watching?" She whispered. She opened a secure channel to the World Council. "We need to find that child," she said, "before the stars go silent for us too." End scene. Suspenseful cliffhanger. As the screen fades to black, the following text appears. "In a galaxy where every species is hunted, why were we left alone?" Then, a soft whisper. "Because we are not prey. We are the test." Scene 1. Earth Orbit Research Center, 3:17 a.m. Rain tapped gently on the glass dome of the Earth Orbit Research Center. Inside, Dr. Kira Tao was wide awake. Her mind was not at peace since the last transmission, the one that spoke of a mysterious child and an incoming threat. She played the message again. The broken voice repeated, "Don't let them find the child. He remembers what we forgot." Her assistant, Raffi, entered the room with a coffee in hand. "You're still here?" he asked. Kira didn't respond. Her eyes were fixed on an old report. File. The title read, "Project Echo, Lost Human Missions Confidential." Scene 2. 5 missions gone. No one talks. 5 missions, Kira said aloud. 5 deep space crews. All gone. Raffi raised an eyebrow. "You mean the Echo missions?" "Yes," she replied. Echo 1 to Echo 5, each sent beyond known space, no return, no signals. But they're all connected to the alien disappearances. She opened a chart on the HOLO- screen. Look. Every Echo mission left Earth within 7 to 10 days before a species vanished. Raffi stared. "It's like they triggered something." "No," Kira said slowly. "It's like they were followed." Scene 3. Secret data leak. The last recording. Kira contacted an old friend from the Deep Systems Archive, someone who owed her a favor. After some back and forth, a secured file appeared on her system. Label: Echo 3. Final voice transmission. Unreleased. The file played. The voice of Commander Dallin Hurst was rough, panicked. "This is Echo 3. We are near the planet Verax, the skies. The skies are wrong. Something is here. Not ships, not creatures, just presence. Static, then a scream in the background. They look like light. They touch minds. My crew is losing memories. Crying sound. They're not killing. US, they're studying us. Testing something. I think we're bait. Last whisper before signal cuts. Don't send more. Don't. Trust the silence. The audio ended. Raffi sat back. That's why no one talks about them. They were erased. Kira nodded. Erased, but not forgotten. Scene 4, the ghost transmission. That night, Orca systems picked up a new signal, but it wasn't from space. It was coming from Earth, deep underground. A voice spoke in perfect human tone, but had no origin point. Eli must be found. He carries what was buried. They can't scan him. He is wrong to them. You must remember. Before they do. Kira whispered, Eli is the child. Scene 5, who is Eli? Kira searched world databases for the name. Eli and filtered by strange history. One file stood out. Name. Eli Van age, 12 status, orphan location, Lunar Sector 9 orphanage history. Survived the destruction of human colony, New Geno 7 years ago. Only he survived, no wounds, no trauma, but zero memory of the event. Even stranger, Eli had night terrors, screaming about stars he had never seen. Raffi read the file. Aloud, he draws alien symbols in his sleep. Some match real constellations we haven't even reached yet. Kira whispered, he's the reason they're not hunting us. They're watching him. Scene 6, military involvement. News of Eli leaked faster than Kira expected. The Global Defense Bureau, GDB, stormed the ORC. General Hawk, tall, grim-faced, approached Kira with sharp words. You're relieved from the case. The boy is under GDB protection. No, Kira said. He needs understanding, not control. The world is at stake, Hawk snapped. You're a scientist. Stay in your lane. But Kira had already made a choice. Scene 7, rescue from the moon. That night, Kira and Raffi landed secretly. At Lunar Sector 9. They found Eli sitting near a window, staring at Earth glowing far away. He turned and looked at Kira. You heard them too? He asked quietly. Kira blinked. What? The voices. They don't speak with words. They speak with feeling. Eli held up a drawing. It showed a galaxy spiraling into fire. Beneath it, a small blue dot. Earth. Scene 8, escape and chase. As they left the orphanage, sirens blared. GDB soldiers arrived in aircraft. Kira, Raffi, and Eli ran toward their ship. Lasers hit the ground behind them. Inside the ship, Kira shouted, Hold on! They launched just in time. As they entered Earth's atmosphere, Eli closed his eyes and whispered, They're following us, but not with ships. They follow thoughts. Scene 9, Safe House, Antarctica Lab. They landed in an old lab hidden under the Antarctic ice, once part of a secret research zone. There, Ayla touched the glass window and began humming. The ice outside cracked slightly, glowing lines spread like veins. What is that? Raffi gasped out. Eli turned. I think I've been here before. Scene 10, truth begins to unfold in the underground vault. Kira found a broken terminal. Eli walked straight to it and placed his hand on the scanner. The machine came to life. Old logs appeared. A scientist's voice spoke. Subject EV4 carries inherited memory data from the ancient strain. Mental shielding is impossible to breach. Memory patterns suggest first contact long before modern civilization. Raffi looked at Kira. Ancient strain? He asked. Kira stared at Eli. He's not just a survivor. He's a memory carrier. Scene 11. They're getting closer. Suddenly, the terminal began to glitch. The lights flickered. Eli fell to the ground, screaming. Through the speaker came a low crackling sound, not words, but a pressure, a wave of intent. Something was trying to read the lab. Eli gasped. They're trying again. But I'm not open this time. Kira held him. You're safe. Focus. The noise stopped, but now they knew where Eli was. Scene 12. Final moments of Part 2. That night, Eli woke from sleep. He walked to the surface dome and stared at the stars. Kira joined him. You okay? She asked. Eli nodded. I remembered something, he said, from before I was born. Kira froze. What did you see? Eli didn't turn around. I saw a world burning. But it wasn't destroyed. It was rewritten. Kira stepped closer. Rewritten? Eli looked up at the stars. They didn't just erase species. They rewrote reality, and Earth is next. End scene, suspense cliffhanger. A blinking red light appeared on the radar. A massive object entered the edge of the solar system. No known signature, no form. Only a dark hole in the stars, absorbing light. Eli whispered, They've arrived. And they're not alone. The cold wind screamed outside the secret base, but inside the underground lab, it was silent. Dr. Kiritao watched the boy, Eli Venn, sleeping on a stretcher. He looked calm now, but earlier he had cried in his sleep, whispering strange names and stars no one had ever heard. Kira touched the screen showing Eli's brain scan. It didn't look normal. His mind was glowing with activity, patterns unknown to human science. Raffi, she said, his brain is remembering things older than Earth. Raffi leaned in. But how? He's just a child. Kira shook her head. No, he's the key. The only memory they can't read. Scene 2. Flashback. A forbidden's past. Eli's mind drifted into dreams. But these weren't dreams. He stood on a massive alien city. The sky was purple, filled with 3 moons. Creatures with long arms and bright skin walked peacefully. He wasn't human in the dream. He was one of them. He looked down at his hands. They glowed blue. Suddenly, a black wave filled the sky. Stars vanished. The creatures screamed. From the darkness they came. The predators made of silence and light. They didn't shoot. They just stared. And the city crumbled into nothing. Eli woke up with a scream. They did this before, he said. I saw it. I was there. Scene 3. The pattern breaks. Kira recorded everything. She matched Eli's dream with ancient deep space scans. One star system matched his vision, a long-dead planet with 0 trace of life. But in 1993, a lost probe had captured ruins identical to Eli's memory. How can he remember a planet destroyed before humans even existed? Raffi asked. Kira stared at the data. Because his memory is older than humans, she said. He's not just a child. He's the carrier of Forbidden's memory. Maybe even a backup. Scene 4. Council debate. What to do with the child? A secure video call opened. The Global Council appeared on screen. General Hawk sat in the center. Eyes cold. You have 48 hours, he said. Then we take the boy. No, Kira shouted. You don't understand. If they're after him, that means he's more important than we thought. The president of Europa Colonies leaned forward. Do you have proof that Earth is next? Kira sent the image from the Antarctica radar. The massive black shape now near Pluto. No heat. No signal. No reflection. Just a hole in the sky. They are here, she said. And they are watching. Scene 5. Eli's power awakens. Later that night, as cold winds howled outside, Eli walked to the central chamber. He placed his hand on the control table. Without warning, old alien machines powered up. Holograms danced in the air. Star systems. Species logs, warnings. Raffi rushed in. Kira, you need to see this. Eli stood in the middle, eyes glowing white. A robotic voice from the machine said, Memory vault unlocked. Origin seed detected. Access granted. Kira gasped. Eli's not just remembering. He's triggering old tech from a forgotten time. Scene 6, the seed of the first race. The machine showed a strange image. A glowing tree with galaxies hanging like fruit. It zoomed into one fruit, the Milky Way. Inside it, a hidden dot, Earth. Then a voice, mechanical but soft, spoke. When the first ones fell, one seed was sent, hidden in a race they would ignore. The ones who forget, the ones who destroy themselves, they would never be feared. The perfect hiding place. Kira's face went pale. We were the hiding place, Raffi whispered. They planted something in us. Or someone. Kira looked at Ile. Scene 7. The warning from the void. Suddenly, the lab lights flickered. The radar screamed. A signal came from the object near Pluto, directed only to Earth. Kira cleaned the signal and played it. No words. Just a question, over and over, do you remember? Ile walked toward the screen. He answered in a soft voice, yes. The signal stopped, then the black shape started moving. Toward Earth. Scene 8, escape plans, last hope. We have to hide him, Kira said, packing up their systems. Raffi was pale. There's nowhere left. If they can read minds, walls won't help. We're not hiding him from them, Kira replied. We're hiding him from us. Eli watched them. You can't run from them. You can only face the memory. Scene 9, Underground Archives, Level Omega. Kira took Eli to the lowest level of the Antarctica lab. There, behind walls of steel and ice, was a secret chamber labeled Omega Memory Archive. Do not open. Inside were old alien stones, glowing weakly, and a large sphere floating above a pedestal. Eli stepped forward and touched the sphere. It lit up. Suddenly, memories flooded the room, not just his but Kira's too. She saw worlds falling into silence, civilizations begging for help, a bright race, the first ones sacrificing themselves. One child designed to carry memory across time. A seed placed in early humans. And then, silence. The memory ended. Kira fell to her knees. You were placed in our line, she whispered. You are the last story. Scene 10, they enter the system. Outside in space, the black shape entered the solar system. Satellites failed. Space stations went dark. Mars colony lost signal. All screens showed only one message, Earth, final trial. General Hawk saw it. He ordered full lockdown. But the weapons didn't power up. Nothing worked. Scene 11, humanity's fate in one child. Back in the lab. Eli sat in the center of the chamber. The alien machine asked, are you ready to unlock what was hidden? Eli nodded. Kira looked at him. Are you scared? He smiled a little. No, because now I remember what they're afraid of. Kira blinked. What? They're afraid of what I'll become, he said. Scene 12, final scene. The shift begins. Eli closed his eyes. The room began to shake. The alien tech lit up brighter than ever. Above Earth, the black shape stopped. A light shone down, not burning, but scanning. Then, silence. Then the machine said, the memory has been returned. The test has begun. Kira looked up at the stars. What test? The screen blinked with a final message. If he remembers who he was, they will no longer hunt. They will obey. Scene 1, orbit above Earth. The sky above Earth looked strange now. Stars near Pluto were gone, swallowed by the massive dark object floating in space. No weapons could scan it. No light escaped it. Inside every military command center, red alarms flashed. But the systems didn't work. The screens only showed one line, initiating memory trial. Scene 2, Antarctica base. The awakening in the hidden Antarctic base. Eli stood in the center of the glowing chamber. Kira and Raffi watched, their hearts pounding. The alien machine had said, the test has begun. Eli's eyes were closed, But he wasn't unconscious. He was seeing something else, something beyond time. He whispered, "They're trying to erase again." Kira asked, "Erase what?" Eli opened his eyes. "Everything that remembers." Scene 3. Enter the Mind War. Suddenly, Eli collapsed, but his body didn't move like a normal fall. It floated, glowing faintly. A bright circle appeared around him. The alien machine said, "Initiating mind defense layer." Kira gasped. "It's pulling him into a mental battlefield." Raffi asked, "He's fighting them inside his head?" Kira shook her head. "No, inside all of our heads. It's a memory war." Scene 4. Inside the memory space. Eli now stood in a strange place. White skies, black ground, and pieces of time floating like glass. He saw visions. A human boy playing in a city. The same city burning, erased by a bright light. Aliens, screaming with empty eyes. Stars turning off one by one dot from the sky above. A voice came. "Forget. Return to silence." Eli shouted, "No. We remember." He slammed his hand to the ground, and memory glass began to glow. Scene 5. Earth starts to shake. Back in the real world. Earthquakes began all over Earth. Strange weather patterns started forming. Snow in deserts, heat in the Arctic. But the damage wasn't physical. It was mental. People around the world started losing memory. Children forgot their parents. Soldiers forgot how to fight. Scientists forgot how machines worked. Only one place was safe, the Antarctica lab. Scene 6. Mind shields activate. Kira ordered all energy toward the alien machine. The AI system responded. Protective field initiated. Mental loss blocked. Raffi ran into the hallway, where a worker stood still, confused. "I don't know where I am." The man whispered. Raffi helped him back. "You're safe here. Don't leave this room." Outside the field, the whole world was forgetting. Scene 7. Eli's fight against the erasers. In the memory realm, Aleph faced a new form. A tall black creature with no face. It spoke without sound. "You carry what should not exist." Ayla replied, "I carry what you fear, truth." The creature stretched its arm, sending a wave of forgetting. Eli screamed, falling to his knees. His memory started fading too. But then, a voice echoed behind him, soft and familiar. It was his mother's voice, long lost in time. "You are the memory, my son, not just the carrier. Stand up." Eli rose. Scene 8. Human memories start to return, in homes, schools, and cities across Earth. Something strange happened. People began remembering things they never experienced. Giant alien trees, planets with golden oceans, ancient temples in the stars. A bright race that once guided galaxies. Eli's fight was sending out waves, unlocking memory hidden in human DNA. The predators began to panic. Scene 9. The fear of the predators in space. The dark object pulsed. Military satellites picked up strange energy signals, fear frequencies. Raffi read the scans. "They're afraid of us?" Kira replied, "Not us. What we were, or what we could become again." Scene 10. Council desperation. Earth must surrender. The global council connected again. General Hawk was furious. "We must hand over the boy. Maybe it will stop this madness." Kira shouted back, "You don't get it. The boy is what's keeping us alive." The president of Mars Base interrupted. "We're getting back. Memories here too. We remember things. I saw myself flying without machines." The council fell silent. Humanity was remembering what it used to be. Scene 11. Eli transforms. Back in the memory realm, Eli's body began to glow. He was changing, not physically, but mentally. His mind was no longer human. He stood tall, surrounded by billions of memories. He looked at the faceless enemy and spoke in a voice not his own. "We were your creators. You were made to protect memory, not destroy it. The enemy shook. That protocol was deleted. Eli stepped forward. Not deleted, buried, and now restored. Scene 12. Reality begins to shift. On Earth, the sky began to shimmer. Like water. People saw ghost cities in the sky, floating ruins from long-lost races. Not hallucinations, layers of memory coming back. The Predator ship pulsed wildly, trying to retreat, but it couldn't. Eli's mind held it down, like a gravity field. Scene 13. The true history of humans. The machine in Antarctica began projecting images. Kira and Rafi saw Earth millions of years ago, but not empty. They saw humans, glowing, powerful, peaceful, connected to stars, creating life. Then came the Predators. But the first humans did not fight with weapons. They planted their memory into time. And vanished, leaving behind a seed. Eli. Kira whispered, "We weren't the last race to evolve. We were the first to hide." Scene 14. The final mind pulse. Eli raised both arms inside the memory realm. He sent a final pulse. A wave of pure memory. It hit the dark shape in space. The object cracked. From it, millions of stolen memories exploded outward, returning to the stars. Then, silence. The dark ship imploded, vanishing forever. Scene 15. Earth is changed forever. The sky returned to normal. People remembered now, not everything, but enough. Enough to know they were not just Earthlings. They were part of something older, wiser, powerful. Eli opened his eyes in the real world. Kira rushed to him. "You did it," he smiled. "No, we did it." Final scene. A new path begins. Days later, Earth was quiet, but it was not the same. Children spoke languages no one taught them. Dreams became clearer. Some humans could now see things hidden in light. Some even began unlocking lost abilities. Kira gave one final report to the council. The memory war is over, but the memory age has begun. Ailey stood beside her, not just a child now, but a symbol of what humanity once was, and can be again. Scene 1. Earth. Days after the memory war. The sun rose gently over Earth cities, but everything had changed. People walked the streets with calm but new awareness. Children spoke strange languages, and the air buzzed with unspoken knowledge. Eli stood on the rooftop of the Antarctica base, looking at the stars. He was no longer just a boy. He was a beacon. Kira approached quietly. "You feel it too?" she asked. Eli nodded. "The memory we restored. It's calling something back." Scene 2. Space. A distant signal. Far beyond Pluto, hidden behind asteroids, a faint light blinked. It was a ship, old and grand, shaped like a shining tree made of stars. Inside, ancient beings stirred, the first ones. Their eyes opened after millions of years of sleep. One of them said softly, "The sea has grown. It is time." Scene 3. The first one's message. Back on Earth, the alien machine hummed again. Kira watched as a new hologram formed, a figure glowing with light and wisdom. The figure spoke, voice calm and deep. "We are the first ones. We planted the seed of memory in your ancestors. We created you to survive. Now you have awakened." The council listened in silence. Eli stepped forward. "What do you want from us?" he asked. "To join the stars again. To rise beyond fear. To remember who you truly are." Scene 4. Earth's new hope. Across the globe, people gathered to hear the message. The first ones shared knowledge about the universe, energy, and peace. Humans began to learn faster, to heal wounds, and to build new technology. Old conflicts faded. Kira realized something. Humanity was ready for the next step. Scene 5. The Predator shadow returns, but not all were happy. Far in the darkness, a new shadow moved. The Predators were not gone. They were regrouping, planning. Their leader hissed, "The child awakens the first ones. We must stop this at all costs." Scene 6. Preparing for the coming storm, Eli trained with the First One's help. He learned to control memory, light, and energy. Kira and Rafi worked on defense systems powered by ancient knowledge. Earth, prepared, not for war, but for survival. Scene 7. The Bond of Memory. One night, Eli dreamed of a glowing tree, the source of all memory. He reached out and felt hands, the First One's hands, guiding him. "Remember, Eli," they said, "you carry not only memory but the future." He awoke, determined. Scene 8. A signal from Mars. Suddenly, a message came from the Mars colony. They had discovered a crashed ship, a Predator scout, disabled but alive. Inside, a recording played. "If the First Ones rise, the galaxy will burn." The council debated. Kira said, "We don't have time. The Predators will attack." Scene 9. Uniting the solar system. For the first time, Earth, Mars, Europa, and other colonies united. They shared technology and knowledge, the First Ones. Teachings helped them create new weapons, not of destruction, but of protection and memory. Scene 10. The battle begins in space. The Predators launched a surprise attack near the asteroid belt. Human ships, glowing with energy, fought back fiercely. Eli commanded from the Antarctica base, sending waves of memory pulses that confused the Predators. Scene 11. The Predator leader confronts Eli in the middle of the battle. The Predator leader appeared near Earth's orbit. His voice was dark and full of hate. "You will fall, child. Your memories will become dust." Eli raised his hand, shining bright. "You fear what you cannot control, memory and hope." Scene 12. The memory pulse. Eli released a powerful pulse, a wave of memories from the First Ones, from Earth's past, and from every living being. The Predators screamed as their minds, flooded with ancient knowledge and emotions. They saw their own history, how they had been created to protect memory but had forgotten. Scene 13. The turning point. Many Predators stopped fighting. Some looked confused, some peaceful. The leader growled, but his strength faded. "Remember, or perish," Eli said calmly. Scene 14. A new beginning. ****. The Predators retreated into the darkness. Earth and its allies stood united. The First Ones promised to guide humanity back into the stars. Final scene. Eli's vision. Eli looked at the stars. He saw a future full of light, memory, and hope. He whispered, "This is only the beginning." Scene 1. Earth. Days after the Memory War. The sun rose gently over Earth's cities, but everything had changed. People walked the streets with calm but new awareness. Children spoke strange languages, and the air buzzed with unspoken knowledge. Eli stood on the rooftop of the Antarctica base, looking at the stars. He was no longer just a boy. He was a beacon. Kira approached quietly. "You feel it too?" she asked. Eli nodded. "The memory we restored. It's calling something back." Scene 2. Space. A distant signal. Far beyond Pluto, hidden behind asteroids, a faint light blinked. It was a ship, old and grand, shaped like a shining tree made of stars. Inside, ancient beings stirred, the First Ones. Their eyes opened after millions of years of sleep. One of them said softly, "The seed has grown. It is time." Scene 3. The First One's message. Back on Earth, the alien machine hummed again. Kira watched as a new hologram formed, a figure glowing with light and wisdom. The figure spoke, voice calm and deep. "We are the First Ones. We planted the seed of memory in your ancestors. We created you to survive. Now you have awakened." The council listened in silence. Eli stepped forward. "What do you want from us?" he asked. "To join the stars again. To rise beyond fear. To remember who you truly are." Scene 4. Earth's new hope. Across the globe, people gathered to hear the message. The First Ones shared knowledge about the universe, energy, and peace. Humans began to learn faster, to heal wounds, and to build new technology. Old conflicts Fated, Kira realized something. Humanity was ready for the next step. Scene 5. The Predator's shadow returns. But not all were happy. Far in the darkness, a new shadow moved. The Predators were not gone. They were regrouping, planning. Their leader hissed, "The child awakens the first ones. We must stop this at all costs." Scene 6. Preparing for the coming storm. Eli trained with the first one's help. He learned to control memory, light, and energy. Kira and Rafi worked on defense systems, powered by ancient knowledge. Earth prepared, not for war, but for survival. Scene 7. The bond of memory. One night, Eli dreamed of a glowing tree, the source of all memory. He reached out and felt hands, the first one's hands, guiding him. "Remember, Eli," they said. "You carry not only memory but the future." He awoke, determined. Scene 8. A signal from Mars. Suddenly, a message came from the Mars colony. They had discovered a crashed ship, a Predator scout, disabled but alive. Inside, a recording played. "If the first ones rise, the galaxy will burn." The council debated. Kira said, "We don't have time. The Predators will attack." Scene 9. Uniting the solar system. For the first time, Earth, Mars, Europa, and other colonies united. They shared technology and knowledge, the first ones. Teachings helped them create new weapons, not of destruction, but of protection and memory. Scene 10. The battle begins in space. The Predators launched a surprise attack near the asteroid belt. Human ships, glowing with energy, fought back fiercely. Eli commanded from the Antarctica base, sending waves of memory pulses that confused the Predators. Scene 11. The Predator leader confronts Eli in the middle of the battle. The Predator leader appeared near Earth's orbit. His voice was dark and full of hate. "You will fall, child. Your memories will become dust." Eli raised his hand, shining bright. "You fear what you cannot control, memory and hope." Scene 12. The memory pulse. Eli released a powerful pulse, a wave of memories from the first ones, from Earth's past, and from every living being. The Predators screamed as their minds flooded with ancient knowledge and emotions. They saw their own history, how they had been created to protect memory, but had forgotten. Scene 13. The turning point. Many Predators stopped fighting. Some looked confused, some peaceful. The leader growled, but his strength faded. "Remember, or perish," Eli said calmly. Scene 14. A new beginning. Asterisk. The Predators retreated into the darkness. Earth and its allies stood united. The first ones promised to guide humanity back into the stars. Final scene. Eli's vision. Eli looked at the stars. He saw a future full of light, memory, and hope. He whispered, "This is only the beginning." Scene 1. A dark message. Eli sat in silence aboard the solar memory. They had saved Thalen, but the journey was far from over. Rafi rushed into the command deck. "We found a signal from the edge of time." Kira looked confused. "Time? Not space?" Rafi nodded slowly. "It's not just far. It's old, very old. Older than the first ones." Everyone froze. Scene 2. The forgotten system. The signal came from a system called Mornos, located beyond the outer edge of known space. Even the first ones had no memory of this place. The coordinates were unstable. The system moved in and out of time itself. The first ones warned, "This world is dangerous. It holds the truth the Predators want hidden." But Eli decided, "We go." Scene 3. Approaching Mornos. As the solar memory approached the system, everything became silent. No stars, no sound, just a single dark planet, Vayer, floating in a void. The crew experienced strange things. Time slowed. They saw glimpses of their past. Some saw their own deaths. Kira gripped the edge of her seat. "This place, it's not natural." Eli whispered, "It's where time remembers itself." Scene 4. The ancient tower. They landed on Vyr. was cold, gray, and quiet. A single tower stood in the distance, black and tall, made of smooth metal dot as they entered. Strange symbols lit up. A voice echoed, "Welcome, bearer of memory. The truth awaits." Scene 5, The Memory Trap. Inside the tower, they found a room filled with crystal mirrors. Each mirror showed different versions of the crew, some older, some twisted, some dead. One mirror showed Eli as a predator king. He stepped back in fear. "No, that's not me," he said. But the tower replied, "It was, in a different time." Scene 6, The Secret of the Predators. In the deepest chamber, they found the truth. A glowing orb revealed it all. The predators were once protectors of time. They were created by the first ones, just like humans. But something went wrong. A virus of fear spread in their minds. A dark idea planted by something outside this universe. Eli stood shocked. They were never evil, they were corrupted. Scene 7, A Shadow Beyond Reality. The orb showed another presence, a shadow without form, hiding in the void between universes. It fed on fear and forgetting. It whispered into minds, twisting protectors into monsters. Kira's voice trembled. It wasn't the predators who started the war. It was this thing, Eli whispered. It still watches us. Suddenly, the tower shook. The shadow had noticed them. Scene 8, Escape from Vair. The tower began to collapse. Black light leaked through the walls like liquid darkness. The crew ran back to the ship as time itself bent around them. Raffi saw versions of himself, young, old, broken. Ignore the shadows. Keep moving. Eli shouted. The solar memory barely escaped as the tower vanished behind them, swallowed by time. Scene 9, A Message from the First Ones. Back in orbit, the First Ones appeared again. You now understand. The predators were victims. The true enemy is still hidden. It comes from before time, and it cannot be fought with weapons. Kira asked, "Then how do we stop it?" The First Ones answered, "With truth, with unity, with the memory of all who came before." Scene 10, Eli's Decision. Eli looked at the stars. He now knew why he had returned through lifetimes. "I wasn't sent to destroy. I was sent to remind." The others stared at him. He was no longer just a memory bearer. He was becoming something more, a beacon. Scene 11, The Forgotten Message. Suddenly, the signal they first followed changed. A new voice emerged. It was Eli's own voice, but older. "If you hear this, it means you've reached the edge. What comes next? We'll test everything. Do not fear the dark. Remember, we were always the key." Everyone sat in silence. Eli looked at them and smiled. "We've done this before, and we'll do it again." Scene 12, Preparing for the Final War. The team returned to Earth. They knew the final war would not be just against ships or soldiers. It would be against forgetting, against fear, against the thing behind the predators. All colonies united. Humans, First Ones, and even some awakened predators joined forces. Kira gave a speech. "This is not about planets. This is not about power. This is about memory. And we remember who we are." Scene 13, A Shadow Stirs Again. In the deep void, the shadow moved. It had failed to keep them divided. Now, it would try something worse. "Erase all timelines." It whispered. "Then none will remember, and all will be mine." But from far away, a single light flickered back. Eli's voice echoed through time. "You can't erase truth." Scene 1, Before the Storm. The skies above Earth were quiet. But it was not peace, it was the deep silence. Before the last war. Eli stood on the highest platform of the solar memory. All around him, space fleets gathered, human, First Ones, and even a few predator ships that had broken free from the shadow. He looked at Kira and Raffi. "This is it. If we fail, there will be nothing left to remember." Scene 2, The Final Plan. The shadow had begun collapsing timelines. Planets disappeared, not destroyed, just forgotten. People lost memories of each other. Some didn't even know Earth existed anymore. The first ones created a final weapon. A memory core. A sphere containing the entire history of the universe. If placed at the center of the Shadow's realm, it could restore what was lost. But there was one problem. Only someone who had lived across time, someone like Eli, could carry it. Scene 3 into the Shadow Realm. A gate was opened. A tier in space leading to the Shadow's domain. It was not like space or time. It was nothingness. Black fog. Twisting thoughts, no stars. No gravity. Eli, Kira, and Rafi led a small team into the void. The memory core pulsed with light in Eli's hands. Suddenly, voices whispered all around them. You are too late. Nothing can stop forgetting. Give up. Scene 4, Trials of the Mind, inside the Shadow Realm. Each of them was tested. Kira was shown her parents, telling her to stop fighting, to come home. Rafi saw his younger brother, asking him why he left Earth to chase old stories. Eli saw himself, standing in silence. The other Eli whispered, let go. You've done enough. Why keep fighting? But Eli closed his eyes. Because I remember what matters. And the visions faded. Scene 5, the heart of the shadow. At the center of the realm stood a massive black sphere, the shadow core. It twisted like smoke and thunder. Eli approached with the memory core. But suddenly, the shadow spoke. Not in words, but feelings. Emptiness, loneliness, hunger, fear. It didn't want power. It wanted to never be forgotten. You forget me, it cried. So I erase everything. Scene 6. A choice must be made. Eli understood. The shadow was not just evil. It was the last forgotten thing in creation. He turned to Kira. If I place the memory core here, the universe is saved, but I will be lost. My timeline will be erased. Kira grabbed his hand, tears in her eyes. There has to be another way. But Eli smiled. Some memories are strong enough. They don't need to be remembered to matter. Scene 7. The last memory. Ellie stepped forward and pressed the memory core into the heart of the shadow. A white light exploded. Everything stopped. Time, space, thought. And then it began again. Scene 8. The universe awakens. Planets reappeared. People remembered. Lost species woke up. Children on Earth looked at the sky and saw stars they never knew existed. Kira and Rafi stood in front of a crowd. A statue stood behind them of Eli. His name was known by all, but no one remembered where they had met him, only that he mattered. Scene 9. A message across time. One day, Kira found a small device in her room. It had a single message. It was Eli's voice. If you're hearing this, it means we won. Don't look for me. I'm part of everything now. Just remember, we were never hunted. We were chosen to remember. Scene 10. A new age begins. The universe entered a new time, the age of memory. The memory core became the center of a galactic alliance. Predators rebuilt, this time not as hunters, but as guardians of time. Earth led the way. Rafi became a teacher. Kira led exploration missions to the other lost worlds, and sometimes at night, when the stars were bright, they would see a flicker of light and whisper, "Thank you, Eli."